everybody. I'm Jessika Easterling, as John has told you. I just want to first of all thank everybody for sticking around. I know it's been kind of a long day. And I also want to thank everybody in this room because I know all of you do something in this community that makes the community a better place. So just right now, I want to give everyone to give yourselves a round of applause. Yay! So I'm just going to start out by telling you a little bit about myself, because I really like to focus mostly on what's going on in the recovery community. But a little bit of background about me. Actually, about 10 years ago to the day, I was being arrested. I was facing, I think, 21 felony counts, and I was headed to prison for the second time. So that was 10 years ago, but today, as John had mentioned, I'm a certified peer recovery specialist. I work with family and community services. I'm also an Omaha's peer support training facilitator. So that means I get to train other people to learn how to do peer support, which is really important. And I'm also the executive director of our Portage County's only recovery community organization, Open United Recovery Place, which I'm really excited about because it's a peer-led organization, which really helps people develop leadership, develop their own initiatives, and it gives the recovery community a voice. So we empower the recovery community. We're able to empower people, which empowers families, which in turn empowers communities, which is a really beautiful thing. So I noticed that, I know a lot of people touched on a lot of things that I think are important today that I just kind of want to go over. I know that when Lori Chris was talking, she mentioned the four main staples of recovery: community, health, home, and purpose. And those things I think are really what drives us in recovery. And as people in long-term recovery, we need to be able to recover close to home, to be able to have a space that we belong in, and to be able to have a community of support, and to be able to take care of our health needs and to be able to address our needs holistically. So it's not only that we are abstaining from drugs and alcohol, it's that we are healing ourselves in other places in our lives. Recovery, what I want to share with you today, and what I think is really important for us to take with us, is that recovery is about wellness. It's not about this shame in a basement hiding. And I think I respect anonymity. I understand that that's a big part of many people's recovery programs. But we're recovering out loud because we want to squash that stigma, right? We want to show that recovery is about wellness, that it isn't something to be ashamed of, that it is a medical issue, and that we're healing. And that's an awesome thing. So just to share a little bit about what peer support is, I think a lot of you might know, but peer support is someone with lived experience who's able to help other people who are trying to navigate recovery, get through recovery, navigate resources, get integrated into the recovery community, kind of find their path in recovery. And one thing that we also might know is that there are multiple pathways to recovery. So just like each individual has their own journey through active addiction, we all found our way through ins and out, and different people have different drugs of choice. Just as that's true, we all have the individual pathways to recovery. So it's really wonderful that we have so many different programs for recovery and community support. And that's something that as a peer supporter, I can help provide others. And another thing is, I think it's empowering to be able to just share my story with others. To say, hey, to say to the person who just got out of prison, the person who has a felony record a mile long, guess what? So do I. I have a felony record of my own long, and look where I am today. And you can be here too. It's about hope, because with hope, anything is possible. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So, not only do we have the ability to support multiple pathways of recovery, we have the ability to kind of go into spaces where where clinicians maybe can't necessarily go, so we can help not only integrate people in the community, but help people learn how to be together with their family. With some of those soft skills, help people understand how to do job interviews, what's appropriate and what's inappropriate, certain cultural things. I mean, there's a lot that we get to do as peer support that's really helpful for people who are navigating, in some instances, an entire new culture. You know what I mean? Because depending on the background of the person, and like I said, each individual has a different background, but sometimes there's a lot to learn. So I wanted to share a little bit more about what we do with the Recovery Community Organization, because I feel like that's something that is really growing here in Portage County right now, and its impact has been phenomenal. So with the Recovery Community Organization, what we're doing is we are developing a variety of programming that could fit different needs and that meets people's social needs. So of course we support 12-step meetings, AA, NA, but we also support some of the less well-known recovery programs, Life Ring, Smart Recovery, the faith-based recovery programs, Celebrate Recovery, Reformers Unanimous, you name it, and we support it. We also are working on getting a Dharma recovery meeting started, which is a Buddhist-based recovery meeting, and that's pretty amazing. But where the real power is, in honestly, this is as simple as the community, because this community is a family. I heard a lot of different speakers talk about how well our community works together, and I think that's something that's really special about Portage County. It's like we're family. I don't feel intimidated to address the director of our Mental Health and Recovery Board. I can talk to John. It's like Uncle John. You know what I mean? It's a family here. I don't feel uncomfortable talking to the probation department. Shout out to my former POs. What's up, Heather? But I don't feel uncomfortable talking to the probation department, because I know that the probation officers that we're working with, that the judges, that the police officers are really interested in helping people. And and I know that sometimes there's some disagreements that happens, but for the most part, we work as a great team, interagency-wise and interdiscipline-wise. So it's a really wonderful kind of space to be in, to be able to touch all these agencies. Children's Services Bureau can work with probation, and we can all kind of work together to get people involved and get people in a space where they need to be in. But anyway, so I got a little off track there, sorry. So anyway, what we're doing with the Recovery Community Organization is amazing. So each second and fourth Saturday of the month, we have a community dinner, which is great because it's kind of open to the community at large. It's essentially based on the recovery community, but anybody's welcome to attend. And that's at Lake Brady United Methodist Church. But each and every Saturday night, we have an open United Recovery meeting. And what that means is that all fellowships are welcome to come and discuss recovery. At the end of the month, we have a speaker, and each speaker is from a different pathway to recovery. So for some people, recovery is yoga and Reiki and meditation, and and maybe some counseling. And for some people, the recovery is strictly a 12-step program, and for some people, the recovery is a sprinkling of this, and this. But everybody has an individual recovery story to share, and I think it's really important to help people see what the options are and what might best fit their needs. And I also think just the general community, the general love, the general family. A lot of us have lost our support systems through active addiction, and when you come into a recovery community space, and especially our place, you'll find that there's family there. You'll always have a friend there. And that's really important. I just want to share a little story about a young couple that we have. So the young man came in through one of the agencies that the Mental Health and Recovery Board works with, and he started getting involved in coming to different meetings and coming to dinners, and he identified that his significant other, his partner, is pregnant, and she's expecting in a few months, and she's still struggling with addiction. So we were able to come together with our support network, talk to other peer supporters, other recovery coaches, and we were able to get the young lady the services that she needs. So now she's actively in treatment. She's gotten into the centering program, and she's gotten into some inpatient care. And the recovery community, the Our Place Volunteer Committee, in fact, came together because she said, I don't have any support. I don't have a tribe. And I said, we'll be your tribe. You have to build that in your recovery, and that's okay. And she said, my parents are still using. I just don't have any friends. The people I know who I would even still consider friends usually want to use with me. And so the recovery community came together to throw her a baby shower, which is planned for next month, which we're really excited about. These are the kind of things. This was just phenomenal for them. This couple, happy tears. I mean, they were so just, there's no words to express how grateful they were that this community was able to come together and help them out in this way. And now they feel really comfortable that they have a chance at having a family, they have a chance at moving forward in a positive way, and they have support, which is so important, so important. So let me see if I'm missing anything here. So another thing that we think is really important in recovery is having positive community outlets. So I don't know, a lot of you might have recently heard we had a big Sober October Recovery Fest. You hear about a lot of Oktoberfest, they have lots of beer there. So it's really important for us that we have some safe, sober, healthy, and positive social activities that people can participate in. So we try to regularly provide that, and then once every couple months have something really big and exciting that doesn't necessarily sell booze, and it doesn't necessarily highlight certain aspects of culture that may not be safe for us, especially those of us who are in early recovery. And we also have a Create Recovery program, which is really helpful for people because that's a great way to get your outlet, your creativity. We're showing that we can paint and we can draw and we can make jewelry as a way to deal with emotions that might not be able to be dealt with words. So I've been honored to be able to be a part of this recovery community, to have even being given a chance. Family Community Services, they saw my record and they hired me anyway. And amen, right? But opportunity, that is the thing. Opportunities are what we often get robbed of because we have a felony record, right? We've burned our bridges. There's so much stigma surrounding the disease that we struggle with. And when those opportunities and that encouragement is given, just even in the littlest doses, it makes a world of difference. This opportunity that Family Community Services, well, honestly, I started with Ohio Can. Ohio Can gave me an opportunity to do some advocacy work. And then Collegiate Recovery at Kent State University encouraged me to move forward with my work in the recovery community, and then Family Community Services gave me an employment opportunity. And each of these spaces where someone said, this woman deserves an opportunity despite her past, have exponentially changed my life and allowed me to help change other people's lives. So if there's anything you take with you today, I would like to just for you to carry with you that when we deserve opportunities and encouragement and opportunities and community are the way that we succeed. Again, where there's hope, anything is possible. Thank you very much.